Hey there, fellow humans. Ever feel like something just isn't quite right? Like there's a hidden truth lurking beneath the surface of everyday life? Well, congratulations. You've stumbled into the wonderfully weird world of conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories are like that friend who always has a juicy story, even if it involves aliens and government cover-ups. They're narratives that challenge official explanations, often with a healthy dose of suspicion and intrigue. From Area 51 to the moon landing, these alternative explanations for major events have captivated minds for centuries. But what makes them so appealing? Why do we find ourselves drawn to these tales of shadowy figures and secret plots? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive headfirst into the psychology behind conspiracy theories and explore why we just can't resist a good mystery, even if it makes us question our own sanity. Let's face it, humans are hardwired for curiosity. We're drawn to the unknown, the unexplained, the downright bizarre. Conspiracy theories tap into this primal instinct, offering a tantalizing glimpse behind the curtain of reality. They provide a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. When we feel powerless, believing in a conspiracy can be strangely comforting. It suggests that someone, somewhere, is pulling the strings, even if those strings are attached to a giant lizard overlord. Plus, let's not forget the entertainment factor. Conspiracy theories are like real-life thriller movies, full of twists, turns, and shocking revelations. They provide endless fodder for late-night conversations, internet forums, and, let's be honest, awkward family gatherings. So the next time you find yourself sucked into a YouTube spiral of conspiracy theory videos, don't be too hard on yourself. You're just experiencing the natural human desire for knowledge, control, and a little bit of good old-fashioned drama. Now let's take a stroll through the Conspiracy Theory Hall of Fame, shall we? First up, we have the classics, the moon landing hoax, Area 51 and its alleged alien inhabitants, and the ever-popular belief that the Earth is actually flat. Then there are the more recent additions to the conspiracy theory canon, like the idea that vaccines cause autism, they don't, or that climate change is a hoax, it's not. And who could forget the granddaddy of them all, the Illuminati, a shadowy cabal of elites who supposedly control everything from the government to the media. These are just a few examples of the many conspiracy theories that have taken root in our collective consciousness. But what's fascinating is that they all share a common thread. They offer simple explanations for complex events, often by blaming a shadowy group or individual for the world's problems. It's much easier to believe that a single evil mastermind is behind everything than it is to grapple with the messy realities of politics, science, and human nature. What's going on in our brains when we buy into a conspiracy theory? Our minds are wired for bias. Cognitive biases influence how we process information, making us more susceptible to false beliefs. Confirmation bias makes us seek information that confirms our beliefs. If you believe the government is hiding something at Area 51, you'll believe a blurry UFO photo over a weather balloon explanation. Proportionality bias makes us think big events have big causes. This leads some to seek elaborate explanations involving conspiracies. Our brains love to find patterns even when none exist. Section 5. Control freaks and conspiracy buffs, the need for order. Here's the thing. Humans crave control. We like to believe that we're in the driver's seat of our own lives, but the truth is, the world can be a chaotic and unpredictable place. This lack of control can be unsettling, leading to feelings of anxiety and uncertainty. Enter conspiracy theories, stage right. They provide a sense of order in a world that often feels random and unfair. By believing in a conspiracy, we can tell ourselves that someone, somewhere, is in control, even if that someone is a shadowy cabal of reptilian overlords. It's like believing in Santa Claus for grown-ups. Sure, it might be a comforting illusion, but it makes us feel a little bit better about the world around us. So, the next time you feel your grip on reality slipping, remember that it's perfectly natural to seek out explanations that make you feel safe and secure. Just try not to let those explanations lead you down too many rabbit holes. Section 6. Birds of a feather, social influence, and echo chambers. Now let's talk about the social side of conspiracy theories. We humans are social creatures. We crave connection, belonging, and validation. Conspiracy theories can provide all of those things. Sharing a belief creates camaraderie and shared identity, Social media amplifies this, creating echo chambers. These communities reinforce biases and shut out dissenting voices. It's like a never-ending game of conspiracy theory telephone. Consider the source of the information you're consuming. Are you stuck in an echo chamber? Section 7. The Power of Doubt. Critical thinking in a world of conspiracies. Now, before you go full-on tinfoil hat and start digging bunkers in your backyard, let's take a step back and talk about the importance of critical thinking. In a world saturated with information and misinformation, it's more important than ever to be able to distinguish fact from fiction. Conspiracy theories thrive on our doubts and insecurities, but they crumble in the face of evidence-based reasoning. So, how can we become more discerning consumers of information? First, always consider the source. Is the information coming from a reputable news outlet, a peer-reviewed scientific journal, or your uncle's conspiracy theory blog? Second, be wary of emotional appeals. Conspiracy theories often prey on our fears and anxieties, using emotionally charged language to bypass our rational thinking. Finally, don't be afraid to ask questions. If something doesn't sound right, do your own research. Consult multiple sources, look for evidence-based arguments, and be open to the possibility that you might be wrong. Section 8. Confirmation bias, our own personal echo chambers. Remember confirmation bias, that sneaky little voice in our heads that tells us we're right, even when we're wrong? It's like having a personal cheerleader for all our worst ideas. Let's say you're convinced that the Earth is flat. No judgment here, just an example. You stumble upon a YouTube video titled 10 Reasons Why the Earth is Flat. They don't want you to know. Do you A, watch the video with an open mind, considering all sides of the argument? B, click play immediately, nodding along enthusiastically as the narrator confirms everything you've ever suspected? If you answered B, congratulations, you've just fallen victim to confirmation bias. We're all guilty of it to some extent. It's human nature to seek out information that validates our existing beliefs. But when we only consume information that aligns with our worldview, we create echo chambers that can distort our perception of reality. Section 9. The Dunning-Kruger Effect. Experts at everything? Ever meet someone who's convinced they know more about a subject than actual experts? Like that friend who swears they could have won Olympic gold in curling if they just applied themselves? That, my friends, is the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. It's a cognitive bias that leads people with low competence in a particular area to overestimate their abilities. In the realm of conspiracy theories, the Dunning-Kruger effect can be especially dangerous. People with limited knowledge of science, history, or politics might fancy themselves amateur sleuths, uncovering truths that have eluded experts for decades. The problem is, a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing. Without a solid foundation of understanding, it's easy to misinterpret information and jump to unfounded conclusions. So, next time you're tempted to don your detective hat and expose the truth about vaccines or climate change, remember? A little humility goes a long way. Section 10. Groupthink, the comfort of shared beliefs. Imagine you're in a meeting where everyone seems to agree on a particular course of action, except you. You have some serious reservations, but you don't want to rock the boat or appear disagreeable, so you stay silent even though you know in your gut that something's not right. That, my friends, is groupthink in a nutshell. It's a phenomenon that occurs when a group prioritizes harmony and conformity over critical thinking and individual expression. In the context of conspiracy theories, groupthink can be incredibly powerful. When everyone around you believes the same truth, it can be hard to voice dissenting opinions, even if you have evidence to the contrary. This is especially true in online communities, where the anonymity of the internet can embolden people to express extreme views without fear of social repercussions. Section 11. Stay curious, stay critical. So there you have it. The psychology of conspiracy theories is a complex and fascinating subject. It's a reminder that our brains are wired for both curiosity and bias, and that we're all susceptible to believing things that aren't true. But here's the good news. We're not powerless against our own biases. By cultivating critical thinking skills, being mindful of our own thought patterns, and seeking out diverse perspectives, we can become more discerning consumers of information and less likely to fall prey to conspiracy theories. Remember, it's okay to be skeptical, to question authority, and to demand evidence. In fact, it's essential in a world where misinformation spreads like wildfire. So, stay curious, stay critical, and never stop questioning the world around you. Just maybe leave the tinfoil hat at home.